Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to AVX Live. I'm Joe Gilderson, President of Corporate Audio Visual Services, and I'm looking forward to another great day. Our co-host, Mr. Ryan Finch, is off this week, but hopefully he will join us next week. But if you want to send him some kind words, just put some comments right there on the show. And I am sure he will check back in and respond. He's very good. He's very, very good. We are coming to the end of our spring season here in New York right now. And so I thought it might make sense to speak with one of our longtime event planning clients and get her thoughts on the industry and just the overall community at large. So we're going to have some fun with that. But before we get started, let me tell you how you can find us and participate. Okay, we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. When you're there, make sure to hit the subscribe button, because who wouldn't want to subscribe to this? I mean, come on. We're on every Wednesday at 1. Drop us a comment. Be a part of the show. Finch usually does all the answering on that, but I actually know how to do it. We just don't want to tell everybody that. And then afterwards, we're going to be on Instagram and Facebook. Alexa's going to make some quick little bites, some little tasty treats, and she'll put those up there afterwards. But either way, let's get this thing going, because my guest is busy. I mean, she's really busy. She's got stuff happening all the time. I can't even track her down for the show sometimes. I mean, that's how busy she is. But let me tell you a little bit about my friend and client, Kelli Teglas. Kelli is a leader and powerhouse. Yes, I said it, powerhouse in the event planning and wedding industry, with a 15-year track record of creating best-in-class events. From weddings to corporate functions, Kelli has a keen eye for logistics and can transform a blank slate into the event of a lifetime. Kelli was voted Best Party Planner at Westchester Magazine in 2020, winner of the 2017 Millie Awards, and inducted into the Knot Hall of Fame in 2022. Her work has been showcased in Hudson Valley Weddings and Westchester Magazine. When Kelli is not planning, she's enjoying her time with her 2 young children and loving husband. She loves to travel, work out on her Peloton, run, read, and do whatever she can to make the world a better place. Plus, she likes to pose in selfies with me. I mean, when's that not fun? Either way, please welcome my friend and colleague, Kelli Teglas.
Hi, Joe.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. But, I mean, we really cut it close on this one.
I know. Thanks for the great intro.
I mean, did you really do all those things?
Of course. Yeah.
That's amazing.
You know how I got the jump off was from your last show when I came on and was on the panel. That's really where I skyrocketed.
I believe that to be true.
It is.
I mean, how couldn't you skyrocket from such an incredible show?
It was. I know. But now we're on podcast. So
technology, it just keeps evolving.
Where am I going to go from here, though? That's the question.
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty tough to beat. It is pretty tough to beat. I did not know. I knew about the Millie Awards.
Yeah.
Of course, because we actually were doing those awards. So
yeah,
I think I put your name like on the chair in the front. But but I didn't realize about the induction to the Knot Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Very exciting. Yeah, that was really exciting.
There used to be a wedding show that used to take place down the, I think it was the Intercontinental Barclay in the city. And we used to do that for a number of years. Mm-hmm. And it was for the Knot. It was a really interesting show. Totally different than what we normally do.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really gotten down to the city to do any Knot things, but,
It's okay. You're in the Hall of Fame.
Best of Westchester was fun, too.
Absolutely.
I got that in 2020 when there were not too many events happening, but,
Well, I imagine all those weddings from 2020 pushed into 21, 22, 23.
Correct.
Yeah, you're probably pretty busy.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Listen, I mean, Kelli Teglas Events. Tell me how you got started doing that on your own.
Well, I've been in events for so long. Started in corporate, nonprofit, healthcare, and kind of did that for a long, long time, probably like 12 or so years. And during COVID is when I really made the jump. I mean, I started Kelli Teglas Events as a side hustle. Ooh. And, having 2 kids, a side hustle, a full-time job, working in the city, commuting, not a full plate. No. And once COVID hit, really was ready to pivot to be with my children. Homeschooling was a thing and kind of had to make that transition. Once I did that, and really just, I talked about wanting to make the jump for so long, and then finally did it. It was awesome. It was hard. It was, starting your own business. I'm sure how long have you been in business? How long have you done this for?
I've been here 17 years, 16 as the owner. Wow. The company's 36 years old.
No way. Wow. So, it's
got its ups and downs.
Thing. Yes. It does.
I still consider it my side hustle though.
Yeah.
Just takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. So then, and so have been doing it ever since. So, not as a side hustle, which is nice. But the flexibility.
Well, you have some fans. I mean, yeah. Selena commented right away.
Hey, girl. Having a party at Wolf and Warrior on Friday. Nice. Gotta come down, Joe.
All right. Hey, maybe I will. I don't think I have plans.
White Plains. Yep. Wolf and Warrior Brewing Company. The best.
Wolf and Warrior. Mark that down, please.
Yes, please do. We'll be there. 5:30.
5:30. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
So yeah, have been doing events and dabbling in a couple of different things, but
how did the events itself, how'd you first get into events before obviously
the last few years? Are you ready for this story?
I love stories.
So when I was in high school, my parents went away.
Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going.
Oh yeah.
I think I know
and they know about it. So,
So for all the high school kids, you call Kelli Teglas Events.
It was spring break. I mean, it was the most epic party in history. And from that day is when I knew I was going into events. But fast forward to blending it with a passion, with a real purpose. I wanted to run a marathon when I was, 27 maybe. And I wanted to do it quick. I wanted to do New York City, but it's such a pain to get into New York City. So I wanted to get into one immediately. And I found the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And you can raise money, and Team in Training is the program. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I was one of the top fundraisers for the country for the Walt Disney World Marathon, and knew I did some small events for that. And then they said, hey, we're hiring. Do you want to work with us? And that's really what took me into events and raising money for nonprofits and such.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Started there. And that was a nice blend because I was teaching people how to run marathons, raise money for leukemia and lymphoma, moved to American Cancer Society, then moved up into Westchester. So, yeah.
Things that I did not know.
Oh, yeah. Then moved down into the city.
I mean, I thought we were close.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
See? You learn something new every day.
I'm learning. I mean, this is great.
So yeah, it's been a long journey, and I learn something new every day, really. But
that's a good thing.
Yeah. So love it. I'm excited to be at the end of the spring season, quite honestly. This last weekend, my 4 wedding weekend.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is. So
that's a lot.
but yeah, it's just been crazy. The last year and a half has been a monster. And right now everyone's coming out of the woodworks and wants to have events in 1 minute. They have to happen next week. So it's everybody wants them. It's a lot of fun. It's so stressful though. This season.
There's a lot of stress this season.
It really has
A lot
been.
of stress.
It's really been.
I think I can agree with you there.
Right? I mean, everyone's short-staffed, but we're making it work, and people don't see that on the outside. But,
no, that's very true.
Right.
That's very true. But we're going to come back to that part.
Let's come back.
Now, I know you
steer the ship.
I'm going to steer the ship. It's kind of what I usually do, right? I mean,
yeah.
kind of my thing. But you work on both weddings and corporate events. What are the differences between them?
Oh,
other than the white dress.
Right. Well, there's more of a personal connection in the wedding industry.
That makes sense.
And you're really connecting, and they're beautiful, beautiful moments, right, in someone's life that you're celebrating one time and one time only, typically. So
in some people's cases more than once, but okay, let's continue.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, second weddings are great too. But like, you're really kind of, I mean, at the end of a wedding planning, like at the end of the wedding day, you would have thought I was a guest. Like, that's how close I usually get with my couples. Like, they're like, oh, here's my Biff Kelly, corporately,
is Biff how you say BFF?
Yeah.
I just thought it was BFF. I didn't know Biff was like the terminology.
It's so much quicker.
I feel like Kids Corner did not educate me properly on this. we have an area of the room here that is supposed to tell me these things so that I know them.
Yeah.
Biff. Okay, I'm in. Continue, please. I don't want to distract you.
Oh, no.
Or maybe I do a little.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
You'll bring us back. I'll bring us back.
All right, come on back.
And like with corporate, it's so challenging because usually I'm fundraising. Usually, there's a tight budget where, you're trying to stay within parameters on deadlines, and it's different stress. It's bigger. They're bigger events typically. I love working corporately. I love working on weddings. But I'm trying to find a nice balance, because it is, they're totally different. Totally.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine that what you mentioned right at the very beginning, the personal nature and that like moment, the special moment in someone's life is probably the big differentiator.
Totally. So sprinkling that in throughout the year is lovely. Like once a week I get to witness real, true
That's
love.
Cool.
And it's so nice. It makes my heart happy. Really does.
That's nice.
I do love it.
Okay. Well, those are good differences.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because we don't do a lot of weddings and that
I
kind of event. Mainly we're not really. I don't know. We're not really designed for that mentally.
No.
It's so emotional and personal. Like we're not.
I could see that.
We're kind of more. I don't know how to say it. Like, I guess we know the groundwork and the parameters better for other styles of events. That's all.
I mean, and you do big things.
Some days.
Production. You're doing a big production, shall I say?
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, some weddings are pretty big productions.
True.
I've seen some that look incredible.
Oh, no, yeah.
Just incredible. But we don't usually work on that.
Right.
Except when there's someone like yourself involved. We don't do a lot together.
I know.
On that kind of thing. We used to do a lot of up lighting and things like that, just decorative lighting.
Right.
But that seems to come along different roads these days.
It's
so
true.
whether
Yeah.
it's the florist or the DJ or like kind of somebody's got that covered. So unless it's really big.
Right.
But it's cool. I've seen some really incredible stuff though.
Oh, I know. The wedding industry is fun because it's always changing. Like it's never the same. Last year it was pinks and purples are in. This year it's whites and greens or, whatever. Like there just always is something new. Like neon signs are really hot. It's just fun. Like new things come out every year. So it's a lot of fun to see.
How do you think that the pandemic affected like some of those ideas and, kind of the events you've been doing this year?
How did it affect it? I think people.
You think it changed things or what?
I think people in general are a little more chill. I don't have as, I think they're really grateful for this to finally be happening, quite honestly. That's a huge change. As far as trends go, I don't, I like in my wedding world, I like to work outside a lot. Okay. I like to be like a blank canvas. Not that I do that all the time, but I don't know. I mean, I think, streaming, that's come from it, right? From the pandemic. There's a lot of, we want to stream.
Reach some family members who couldn't make it, have them be a part of it kind of thing.
Still cannot to this day. That's which is really weird because last year at this time, like COVID didn't exist in June.
Yeah.
And now it still does.
Really everything's a little bit of a moving target still.
So weird. Like it's a lot colder too. I feel like cold season's still happening right now.
Well, it's like 50 out right now.
It's awful. I have a cold. I'm like, what? This is June 22nd.
And the first thing you got to say to everybody is, it's not COVID.
I know.
Just have a cold. That's it.
Oh, I know.
I've tested 6 times. It's not,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we've definitely heard a lot of that. So.
It's awful. It's awful.
Okay. All right. Well, let's stay away from the awful for a minute. Like this is an upbeat show.
Yeah.
So, we got to keep it upbeat. But, I didn't even know some of the things that you've been doing for all this time. And so that's why I think it's really interesting. You always get to kind of learn more about people. And I mean, with like the work that you and Carla do, I see you guys all the time. So, I mean, I'm always impressed. What do you think are some of the differences, like in the way you go about things, that kind of sets you apart?
Well, I think that I have like a very calm demeanor, and you don't get that from everyone. I think I bring a lot of calm and fun to the day. I get that I can take pressure and really kind of manage things very calmly without the couple knowing what's, on the back end happening, where not a lot of people can do that. So I can tell you that I can pick the best flowers, or I can, bring you to the most beautiful venue. But I think it's like personally, I make people laugh. I'm kind of funny.
So, you're pretty funny.
I'm pretty funny.
I mean, I laugh.
I think that lightens up the mood, where I like crack a little joke right before you're walking down the aisle, and that lightens things a little bit because it's stressful.
Right.
The whole day is a big ball of stress.
Right.
So I try to unwind all that and bring my personality, really. I think people just generally like to work with me. Kind of upbeat, like, the sunshine type of thing. But Carla
cool.
too. I mean, people I choose to work with, I like them to have that same feeling and same.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes a big difference if you enjoy what you're doing and you have people around you who you enjoy being with. So
Definitely.
that's a pretty big driver. I mean, we notice it all the time.
Oh yeah.
You can, there's a different energy,
Mm-hmm.
and like you already know it's going to be a really long day,
Oh yeah.
and it'd be good to keep it loose
Yeah.
until you don't have to keep it loose. Like then there's a time and a place for everything, right?
Totally.
There's a moment that's got to be on point. Everybody's gonna be locked in, but
Mm-hmm.
you
Let me
like it to
tell
be
you,
loose though at other times.
last weekend I was working a wedding and we were in cocktail hour. It was under a beautiful tent. We were up by Hunter Mountain and it was like a sailcloth tent, super gorgeous on a golf course. We move everybody into dinner. We're listening to the maid of honor. What happens? The entire cocktail tent blows away. Just completely blew over. It's clear 10. We're watching it blow away. It was pretty terrifying. I'll tell you that. That's never happened in my career.
Yikes.
And the wind was so strong last week, but all the servers and myself sprinted over. We're like taking care of it. And it was great because at the end of the day, like the couple really just didn't mind at all. Like things were taken care of. They were like, is that cool? Great. Keep it moving. Like, you kind of had to laugh about it a little bit after we were safe and alive. But it was nice because people I was like, don't worry. Yeah, it's cool. We're good. It's fine. Yeah, this thing happens all the time.
We don't really know where it went, but nope, it happens.
We're going to track it down. But yeah, so that was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. That was like one of those moments where I was kind of terrified.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. There's a lot that can go wrong in that moment.
Oh yeah. There were people under there. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be bad. But we were cool, calm, and collected.
It's nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Under the gun, worked it out.
Totally worked it out. So that was good.
Nice. But, feels good when you get a solution to a problem.
Yeah. Totally.
Mm-hmm. I have I see a comment that's come in, a question even. Kelli, what keeps you up at night when it comes to your events? That's one Marissa Madonia.
Great timing on this question because I was up from 2 to 4 last night.
Thinking about tents blowing off a mountain or?
Man, I was thinking about so many different things because I do have young children, so I don't get too many quiet moments. And that's actually the challenge now in my life is finding like that balance of when to work and when not. But to like just trying to get it all done and just rethinking, did I miss anything? Oh my gosh. Like, did I contact that guy? I try not to keep a zillion lists because I feel like that will take me down too. That's just like a job in itself is creating.
Yeah, it is a lot.
But that making sure that everything got done is what keeps me up at night for sure.
I can believe that. Mm-hmm. I know that it's funny because I came in the other morning. It was like maybe 5:30. I woke up. I'm like, I don't know if we have enough speakers for that place. Yes. I'm like, all right, let me think this through again. And you're like going back through it, came back in. I'm like, yeah, we're going to need a couple more. We're going to put a few more, just 2 more.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And like they're laughing because there's like 4 other people who do the same thing. And they're like, how long were you thinking about that?
Yeah. Right.
Like, yeah, it kind of came,
I also don't like having hard conversations with people. Like I want to make everybody happy. That's the type of person I am. I want you to be happy. I want you to be included. I want everybody to be like kumbaya all the time. So when I have to have hard conversations, that keeps me up too.
Fortunately, we've never had to have any hard
Yeah,
AV conversations.
job.
Yeah.
Always on the same page.
That is a good thing. We like that part.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. I mean, we've certainly had many difficult conversations with many difficult people. We actually, I remember a funny one. We're down at 7 World Trade Center right after it's kind of like still a floor was in construction. I don't even know how we could hold the event there. I mean, honestly, but the view was, of course, spectacular. But we had to boot somebody off the job right then, and they weren't real happy about that. But they were not going to make it for the rest of the day. We decided to make that pain go away and pull the Band-Aid off right then. We're like, dude, you're out. You got to go. And I happened to be, he had left maybe 10 minutes before I was leaving. Of course, the elevator takes forever to get there. So I then had to wait next to him for like 20 minutes and then ride down the 75 floors with him. I did think he was going to punch me in the face. And then it's like you're leaving through a dark alley to leave. I'm like, this guy's definitely going to take a shot at me.
That's awful.
Because then, there's a whole discussion about it. And I had to reinforce the point that, his behavior was not becoming of what we were doing. So it's super dicey. But I'm like, how uncomfortable is this?
That is bad. Oh my gosh, that's the worst. You should have tied your shoe or something.
Yeah, there was no going away at that point. Like, like you're kind of caught in the middle. I think it would have looked worse if I walked away and hung out a little longer. So
oh my gosh, that's
either
so
way,
bad.
Stuff happens.
Yeah, totally.
It's just the way it goes sometimes. But I mean, I think, like you were saying at the very beginning, super hectic. These last, 4 months, I'm guessing for you. I mean, for us is about that.
Yep.
And lots of variables, different things happening, and definitely stressful.
Oh,
right. Like short time frames, like stressful.
I know.
But what were, what were some of the things you were running into? Venue staffing, like what kind of things? Food shortage? Like, what did you see?
Staffing was huge. Staffing is a big one. COVID's just been a hurdle too. I know. In the winter months, that was like in wedding world, navigating a bride through COVID, it's just unbelievably torturous. I mean, they don't have enough stress as it is to be like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to have to test all of your guests when they're walking into your wedding. Well, so great. That was awful.
Hold that champagne for a second.
I mean,
bring your nose over. Come on.
Bad. And like venues really were like against the wall because things were changing every day. So they had to put these precautions on the brides at the very last minute. So to navigate them through the week of your wedding, being like, oh yeah, I got to comb through the guest list and everybody has to test. That was awful. And then, I think that in our industry right now, everyone is so short-staffed and everyone's so overwhelmed, but no one's saying no to a job because we can't really.
And why can't we?
I mean, we weren't out of work, right? And you want to give everyone like the best experience. So like, I feel like we're all so stretched thin right now. So my experience with vendors is like not getting a response necessarily within like a good amount of time.
Yeah.
And not being able to give it back to my client. Like, I feel really bad for the rental companies too. I feel like they're really hurting right now, like as far as staff, quite honestly, or I don't know what's going on, but their turnaround time is, I feel like it's been painful. So, for my clients, it's It's been tough.
Yeah, because you're trying to get them answers, and
I know.
it's just
And they,
slowing, right?
and just navigating through vendors and communication. I feel like communication takes so much longer right now for some reason. Like, I feel like people are like, I'm busy, but I've also learned through COVID, you have to step away from it too. So there's that. I feel like we're kind of going through a shift, quite honestly. Like, not everyone's on their phone every second to answer everything, which is good, and that's how we should be. But I think, in a world where we're so used to having like immediate responses, that we also don't love it.
Yeah, I know that because we turned everything to virtual immediately in 2020, and then like I was literally involved in all but like one event out of 250 for 10 months,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all online, so you're literally on the computer screen all day, all night,
yeah,
24 hours. And so now that we're back to in person, I know for me, I was getting like those people are calling Saturdays, Sundays, 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yeah, no.
I know.
No.
No.
I'm like, don't worry, I will talk to you.
Yeah.
But now's not that time.
Correct.
Like there has to be a boundary someplace.
I know.
I mean, obviously, if it was really urgent, that's a different story. But when there are events 9 months from now,
it's not.
I don't think today's the day.
It's not. Like, I know.
Yeah,
but
then people are, they're irrationally upset sometimes.
I know.
So it is. It's hard. I just don't think that the clients understand the dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
The short-staffed has been a huge problem for everyone.
I know. I wonder if that's like going to end or something,
Well, I don't know. We have that conversation a lot with different people, restaurants, hotels.
Right.
Certainly the tent, and rental companies. No one really knows where the people went. So that's like the running joke. We're like, where did they go?
Why didn't I get the invite?
I mean, there's a big party going on.
Somewhere.
It sounds like this is like when your parents went away.
Yeah.
And like there's a big party going on,
Right? I know. It's just like they're off the grid or something. I don't know.
Well, I guess that's a good question though. What do you think this shift is going to mean for either the rest of this year or for even next year?
I don't know.
Was that too tough? I mean, I can rewind that and go easier.
I mean, honestly, there's so much going on. Like, are you like crazy for the rest of the year? You kind of take a dip and then you're crazy again.
We take a dip first.
Yeah, me too.
We take a dip for July.
A much needed dip.
Everybody's very pleased about that, right? The second.
Oh yeah.
Except for me and finance and accounting.
Yeah,
we're not that happy about that part.
I know.
But we all need a break. So
it's true. It's true. It's so true.
But then September kicks right in.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a million events.
A shorter season too. So that's why the fall for us, the fall always feels much busier because it's more compact.
Right.
There's essentially 8 to 9 weeks that we're like full steam. Whereas in the spring, it's usually more like 13 or 14.
Right.
So there's actually a noticeable difference. So the fall it feels heavier just because there's only so many, in our case, like it's not like your case, but Wednesday, Thursdays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays on the calendar, so,
right.
And in your case, how many Saturdays are there?
I know.
Like, there's only so many.
I know. I did a Monday wedding last year.
That's COVID wedding right there.
Totally.
It's COVID.
It was great.
It was probably postponed 8 times.
Why can't this be like the thing now? Why?
So good,
Monday
right?
weddings would be amazing. It's like,
that could be a new trend.
When you get invited to a golf outing, but it's during the week, you got to go. Like that should be like how people think about weddings. Like, all right, Monday wedding, gotta go. Be awesome.
I never thought of that.
You know, then we could open the calendar just a little longer.
Well, that's true. I mean, it is true. You know, we talk about how come, you know, like last Thursday, the 16th, I mean, it was like, you know, every event in the universe was happening. I mean, we probably turned away 4 more events for Thursday.
I know.
And we turned away more events this month we've ever turned away.
That's like
1 month.
Like Memorial Day weekend for me was just
It's painful too.
bananas.
You're trying to help people and you can't, you know, and
so weird.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, so you're looking busy for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I'm trying to expand.
Okay.
Trying to expand.
That's cool. How are you going to expand?
It's hard because, you know, I have to find more people that I trust.
That's a hard one.
How you know, I mean, you have a great team.
We do. We're very fortunate.
Yeah. Found some great people over there. So it's just putting it out there and hopefully getting it back. Be great.
Well, it does come back. You put out the good stuff, it usually comes back, you know?
Yep. It's true.
The other stuff comes back too. So try not to do that, you know.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't know. Like we're trying to figure out what it's going to look like, you know, as we're going forward. We it's funny. We just got a call from one of our corporate clients that we haven't heard from in solid 3 years. So to me, that means they're actually going back to the office.
Oh yeah.
Because most of our corporate people have not gone back to the office.
I know.
I mean, which is a whole nother weird thing.
I mean, I know, because quite honestly, I'll put myself in that category. Because like when we went into shutdown, I was actually in an office setting, like working full time. But now I work out of my house and, you know, site visits, whatever. But I haven't been, and I think about that all the time, actually. I'm like, what is it like to go back to the office? Quite honestly, there's so, like, you know, it has such pros and cons.
Right.
But like the socializing part is great, but sometimes it's not.
I think it depends on who you're socializing with.
Exactly.
Now, meanwhile, I mean, I've had some great socializing. Let me, I'm going to move the camera for a second. It's going to be a little painful, but a whole bunch of cards and stuff.
Oh,
I had people celebrating. It was yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
So my team was like doing a whole bunch of stuff for me. So
that's so great.
I think it's the who. It's the who you're socializing with.
Absolutely. That's so nice. They didn't call me to throw a party, though. Kind of bummed.
Yeah, they don't have any money. And they don't have any time, that's for sure. So
for you, I would have done pro bono, though.
We'll put it on the list. I mean, next year. There's always a next year.
On the list. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's you know, everybody's trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
But I like the idea of the expansion, you know?
Yeah.
If we hear of some people who might make sense, we'll certainly send them your direction.
Yes, please.
You know, that's always part of it. Most of our connections come from networking, friends, and you know, other people you worked with once or twice, and then you realize you have more in common than you thought. And,
yep.
You know that because you spend a lot of time with those people. So.
Oh, I know.
You want to enjoy it, you know.
It's so true.
Very good. Very good. Well, I mean, do we have some heavy duty plans after this or what?
Like today?
Yeah.
More desk work.
Okay. Well, they can't all be tents outside in the mountain.
It's true. I know. But this weekend will be busy. That'll be great. And then, you know, July 4th, going to see New Kids on the Block.
Wow.
I know you're jealous.
That is a big deal.
I know.
Wow. I know a lot of people would be very interested in that, but
I've never seen them.
I'm not really one of those people. But they are from my hometown, so I get it.
Oh, amazing.
Well, look, I'm not going to tie you up all day long. I know you're busy. You got to plan all these weddings. You got to plan these corporate events, these fundraising events. For everybody, go to kelliteglasevents.com. You're not going to be disappointed. Calm and fun. I mean, that's the motto here, right? So bring some calm, bring some fun to a stressful scene. Well, you usually do. I don't think I've seen you stressed out too many times.
No, not too many.
No, but that's okay. That's what I'm there for.
Yeah.
But this is really great. I'm glad you could join us today, Kelli.
Thanks so much for having me. This is great.
It's a true pleasure. I mean, I'm glad to know that we started your career and really pushed you out into the universe.
Skyrocketed on that panel.
I'm going to have to include the link. We're going to include the link to the video so everybody can watch that panel later on.
Yeah. We'll have to do this again at the end of the year.
Absolutely. We'll go through, see what happens this season.
Yeah.
I might be seated at that point. I'm not sure. It's depending on how the fall goes.
Seriously.
Well, that is great. Well, look, enjoy the rest of the day, Kelli.
All right.
I'm going to wrap this show up because usually Ryan does some things for me, but
Yeah.
I mean, do I really need him? I'm just saying.
No. You carry the whole thing.
I don't know what I'm doing over here anyways. I hit a few buttons. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It's all good.
It's all good.
Good stuff. Well, listen, enjoy the day. We're going to talk soon.
All right. Thanks so much, Joe.
Thank you. Well, everyone, you guys got to talk to Kelli Teglas, kelliteglasevents.com. She's the best. I mean, who else could be this calm and this fun? I don't know of a lot of people. So you should definitely go and check her out. She has stunning pictures on Instagram, her website. It'll give you a real sense of the types of projects she's working on. And I know you'll have a great time with her. So those weddings, those brides, reach out to Kelli. She's going to help you out. Otherwise, it is time. Listen, we're going to be on next Wednesday, 1:00. You're going to find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Make sure to hit the like. I mean, Ryan really needs you to do that. I think everybody should put a comment in there to reference the fact that he wasn't here and it was more entertaining. But, you decide what you want to put there. Either way. Otherwise, we'll see everybody. Alexa's going to put some short clips up. We will talk to everyone very soon. Thank you, everyone.